Hey guys, it's LynkPlaysGames. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Balatro. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I've seen a lot of YouTubers play this. I've seen Jello playing this game, and at first I did not understand the rules or mechanics of this game. But now that I've been playing it a while, you guys aren't going to see this, but in the future, way past when me doing this video, I actually ended up doing better, learning this a lot better, because there's a lot of things I wish I had known, and I might go back and do a video of things I wish I had known. But yeah, you guys get to see my 1,000,001 fails. Honestly, I love this game. I love that it makes me have to think. And like when I'm at work and don't want to think about what's going on at work, but I want to challenge my brain and like give me something fun to do, I'll sit here and play this in the break room. And my coworkers at this point are like, "Are you playing that game again?" No. Maybe. But it's a good game. Like, I get judged so hard for it, which is ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's a simple, easy game. Of course I'm gonna be playing it. But no, everyone's just like, "Why are you still playing that game? Don't you like usually get bored of things so quickly?" And that's the thing, I do. I typically will play a game and then I start to get bored of that game if I don't keep it like in a cycle. So like with me recording for YouTube, obviously I've got like 7 different video series going at the same time sometimes. And that's okay, because then I could just sit there and play a little bit of this game, and then go play a little bit of that game, and then play a little bit of another game. And then I go and I edit all the videos, and then I go back through that loop. A little bit of this game, a little bit of that game, a little bit of this, da-da-da-da, so on and so forth. And that's what helps keep me from getting bored of a game. And then sometimes I do take like a break if I'm like, okay, I'm kind of tired of this, or if it's like something where I could end the series, you know. But Balatro is just one of those games that you can't get bored of. It helps you when you are bored, because like I'll be sitting at work and I'm just bored out of my mind and I need something to do, and it's lunch and I don't feel like socializing, or my coworkers went to the lunchroom instead of the break room. And so then I'm just like sitting there and I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna boot up a game. Because typically I do have headphones at work, but I only use them for when I'm editing videos, and sometimes I don't feel like editing. But I need something to do. I need something to challenge me while I'm on my lunch break. And like with this game having different like rounds that you could play, and like most games are like, I don't know how many like seeds there are per game, but it's very unlikely you play the same game twice unless you save the seed and try again. But that's what I like, that you can play the same exact mode and it's always going to be different just by a little bit. Or you can play different modes. Like, you could play with the red deck, or you can go and play with a blue deck, or a green deck, or yellow, or stuff like that. And then once you beat those, you get like these little extra bonus, wow, my mind just blanked. But you get like little bonus decks that you can play and play on those modes. And then after you beat different rounds, they tell you could raise the stakes. So usually like you have like the simple white stake, which you could see right next to that 600, that little coin thing. So that is the easy round. And then for like the next round, you can up the difficulty, and it will like say something like, I think like you can't discard in this round, or like you can't do this. It's like little things that block your path that make it just a little bit more challenging, which I like. Now, early on in this, which you're seeing right now, uh, I struggled on easy mode for the longest time because I didn't know the rules of the game or how to do it. I just thought, oh, bigger cards better. Get all these like little bonus cards. I didn't know there's a working order here and like there's specific things you need to do. I just thought get money, play the game, uh big cards equal better, which for the most part is true. You do want to have a lot of the like kings, queens, jacks, tens, and aces in your hand. That does make the runs easier. I do try to take out like all the twos and threes and replace them with like other cards, but like there were cards that I just didn't understand what they do, so I never tried to use them and utilize them. And that makes me so mad that I didn't realize early on, because I didn't watch Markiplier. Hi. I didn't watch Markiplier play this. I ended up just watching Jello. I remembered like vaguely seeing Mark play this game, and then I saw Jello playing it, and I'm like, oh, hey, Mark played this. And he goes, yeah, a lot of YouTubers are playing this right now. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, huh, this is a very interesting game. And I've never played poker, so that was, I guess, one thing that put me at a disadvantage. I didn't know poker hands, even though they're very explainable and whatnot. But, like, I'm trying to think what game I did play that uses poker hands. I guess Yahtzee. Yahtzee is just dice poker. Now that I sit here and look at it, like, you know, getting a full house or two of a kind, three of a kind. And I loved Yahtzee as a kid. And the more I realized that it's just like Yahtzee, in a way, I like got really excited. I got really into it. Yahtzee was a game that I played a lot with my grandmother and my mom and my sister and my stepdad. Like, there was one time we had a really bad snowstorm and the power went out and we had like nothing to do. So we all sat at the kitchen table and just played Yahtzee. Those were some great nights. But anyways, back kind of on topic. Once I realized, like, oh, okay, you use these hands, like, you gotta get a straight, you've gotta get, you know, this, that, everything else. You use the planet cards to level up your, like, hands. Once I started to learn the rules better, it was a lot easier. I didn't realize that there is a whole working order for these jokers, and there's little tips and tricks. Until Jello showed me, like a month later, after me recording this video. And I was like, ah, and yes, I've been sitting on this video for over a month because I recorded it, work got hectic. I ended up recording a lot of PC games, so I was like, okay, let me get these knocked out of the way. And then I was debating on whether or not to post this. You know, I feel like that's the one thing that is very underestimated by a lot of people who look at content creators and go, oh, well, you just make a video, you post the video, and you go about your day. There's so much that goes into content creating, especially once you start to get more serious with it. So, like, when I first started, yeah, I was just recording a video, editing it, uploading it, and going about my day. And then I started to get more scheduled with it. And to try to work on a schedule, like, okay, I think originally I tried to do 5 and then I ended up going for 4. And at some point I went down to 3 because that was too hectic for me. And even now, I'm like trying to keep a 5-day upload schedule because I like to Like, I make so much content that I feel like I can run at a, 5 video a week schedule. But there are times where I'm like, "Ugh, I don't feel like editing, or I forget to edit, or I forget to upload it. Like, I'll have it edited sitting on my phone, and I'll get home from work and I'm supposed to upload it, and then I don't. And then I'm sitting there the next day, like, I wonder if my video uploaded. I look and I'm like, it's still sitting here in my phone. Shit. So that's usually like why you get a delay in days. Like, if you don't see a video go up on a Monday, most likely Wednesday is now Monday's upload, or I like rotate it out and it, becomes a different thing. It's also very hard because like I'll record like 5 videos of our life or 3 videos, somewhere between 3 and 5. Or I'll record 3 to 5 videos of Pal World, 3 to 5 videos of First Snow, and then I'll go and put them on my phone and I'm editing them. Well, then I'm like in the middle of the editing space and I kind of like start to go, okay, I've literally just saw this like 2 days ago because I literally recorded this 2 days ago. I need something different to focus on because this is not helping my brain. My brain is just not paying enough attention. And then I go and I like record a video on my phone of Balatro or of another game that you guys are fixing to see come out on my channel a bit more. Or I start playing like a completely like different game. And or I start focusing on my Switch, which is a bad habit. I wish I had the ability to record from my Switch. I'm hoping the Switch 2 may have the ability to do that if I have to get like a capture card or something. That is something we will be working towards. We do want to get the Switch 2. That's going to be a future thing though, because right now money is very tight. But I'm constantly looking at new ways to be able to keep this hobby as something entertainable because I do like sharing this with you guys, and I know a lot of people do enjoy just kind of sitting and watching my videos, whether it be my shorts, which a lot of my subscribers tend to be shorts watchers. Hello. If you are watching this long video, hi, I do see you. I do keep up with my analytics with YouTube. That is one thing I am very interested in, which is funny. I hated math all throughout high school and middle school, and really since I was a kid, hated math. But I'm actually really good with analytics and just drawing up numbers like quick. I'll be at work and I'll be seeing like how the line is running and like little bits and pieces, and I'm just like quickly to assume, okay, this is what's gonna happen today. This is how we're gonna run today. This is da 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 da. And it's very rare that I am wrong in my predictions. Usually I could get a better assessment during the last, 2 hours of work. But I can call it pretty early. There's been times I've called it all the way since like lunch, and I'm like, this is the exact number, and sure enough, it was the exact number. So yeah, I'm very good with numbers. I'm really good with business and marketing and stuff like that. I do want to dedicate more time to it. I've been debating on going to school to get my business degree or like going into marketing, but I know that it's starting to become a saturated market, just like with content creating, digital design, everything that I'm very passionate in. And I don't know if that means I'm just passionate in easy things or if people just kind of go, oh, well, this is beneficial in XYZ way. Because, yes, a business degree is very beneficial in multiple ways. You could use that for any job you go to, even if, like, you get, like, the lowest level of a business degree and the job requires you just have a degree of any kind to be a member of leadership or like a staff member. Like my job, as far as I'm aware, it's not required for a certain level, but like once you get above, like the next step above me, I think that's when college is required, if I'm not mistaken, or like X amount of years on the job, obviously. Sometimes they do prefer job experience over, the ability to go to college for 2 years. Um, but I noticed a lot of jobs, like even when I worked for a fast food company, they straight up said that we require you to go to college for 4 years. 4 years. You had to have a 4 year degree in any topic whatsoever. It didn't even matter what the topic was. It could be something related to the job or unrelated to the job. But as long as you had 4 years of college, you could become a manager, which was crazy to me because I was even asking, like, what if somebody had, worked at this job for 10 years? Well, you need a college degree. A college degree for something you basically already know and understand because you've worked here for so long. Even like if they like shadowed the manager, it's still not good. And I'm like, that makes very little to no sense. So I do like seeing jobs that are like, yeah, we prefer this, but if you have the experience, why is that gonna help? You know, I understand it kind of shows like a level of commitment that you are willing to work hard through things, and you're disciplined enough to handle 4 years of stress. But like college isn't for everybody, especially for those who are at a learning disadvantage. Like, I wouldn't say I'm at a disadvantage. I just learn differently than most people. A lot of people tend to like be able to read something and learn ABC. But I want to be able to see Z and be like, okay, how did we get from here? And then backtrack. Well, this falls into this. Well, this falls into that. And then you have to start here to get to there. Or you could technically start at this point and get to there, but you have to have a roundabout of what A through G was. I feel like that's just something not really talked about with neurodivergent people in a classroom setting, because you can't even have a set way for neurodivergent people because people typically learn differently, and there's like 17 million different ways that can help one person learn. Like, some people need to be able to apply it to a real life situation to be able to enjoy it and learn it, like me. That's how I can get through math. Even though, no, I can't do the Johnny had 5 apples, how many watermelons did Sally buy? I can't do those kind of questions, but, Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!